what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're going to be talking about Transformers Rise of the Beast news. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the mug, which I wasn't going to talk about originally. I was just going to post about it on my wall, but then I decided, everyone else is talking about it, so why not? So there's this promotional mug that has the Rise of the Beast crew in it, or at least the Maximals. It has Optimus Primal, Rhinox, Cheetor, and Airazor, and for the most part, this is actually our first look at these main characters. So, what I'm going to say about Optimus Primal is I think he looks pretty decent. There is something kind of weird about the face, but I mean, it's an ape robot. Of course, these are going to look weird. Rhinox, I think, looks interesting. He kind of looks more like a horn beetle to me, but I do like the armor plating on the side. It's definitely similar to what they were talking about earlier when they were announcing more about Rise of the Beast. I think that Cheetor looks decent. He definitely looks muscly, just how he's designed with the robot bits hanging off, but yeah, I don't think he looks bad. I like the color for him because you can see the yellow and the blue inside that. And then Airazor, you can barely tell what's going on, but obviously she's a bird, and I think she looks fine there. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the toy news. So, first of all, we're going to talk about this Airazor figure. Now, you're probably thinking, didn't we already talk about the Airazor? In fact, there's a couple of videos on the Airazor. Well, the funny thing is that that's not the Deluxe Class Airazor, or at least that doesn't seem to be the case, because this is the Deluxe Class Airazor that we're supposed to get in Studio Series, so it's kind of confusing. I'm not entirely sure what Airazor that's supposed to be, the original one that we talked about, because it looks like a Deluxe. It has the swords, which are pretty cool. It's scaled with the other Deluxe Class figures, so I'm not entirely too sure, and to be honest, some things I actually like more on that original toy than I do here. Now, it is technically reworking the Kingdom Airazor mold, because the transformation and the articulation is very similar to that, which I don't necessarily mind because I really like the Kingdom Airazor, so another excuse to get another figure similar to that, that's awesome. But what I will say is this, I feel like the head for this is a little too small for the body. It just kind of hides away, and the kibble's not really doing it any favors, but the wings look cool, and the claws are huge, by the way. Those are massive claws. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the top, and you can see the metallic green going for the feathers. I do like that. Apparently she's gonna have this rusted look to the feathers, so I think that's gonna be kind of cool, but it's just mostly this kind of brown muddy gray color scheme. I'm sure it will be fine on screen, but right now for the toy, just, I don't know, I feel like it needs more paint, maybe some gold to kind of touch it up, but yeah, it looks fine from the top view, and, you know, with the Kingdom Airazor, that's mainly what you really want to look at, because the bottom section just has all the kibble, so, you know, there's that. And then taking a look at the robot mode, so obviously it's going to transform the same, you know, the bird head tucks away, and then the shoulders and whatnot, you know, and even how the wings tuck away is very similar to how, the Kingdom Airazor is done. But this one has smaller missiles on the side of the arm, which I actually really do like. And I love the head sculpt. I like how it kind of flails out on the top there. And it's a lot more robotic compared to the original toy. Some people were saying that it's a little too flat. This one looks more in line with what the movies generally go for. I also do like the different colors going on here. You've got the silver, then you got this touch of almost like a olive gold color scheme. So that's nice. But yeah, I think overall it's fine, but personally, there are certain things I like on the original one. And I'm not just talking about the Kingdom Airazor, which, by the way, apparently she's going to be taller. Here's also a cool thing, is that the articulation is probably going to match the Kingdom Airazor with the waist articulation. That was another thing that people were complaining about with the original toy, was that it didn't have the waist joint or the foot tilt. Well, here you go. So, anyways, moving right along, we also have Battletrap. Now, this is the one that I was super excited for and really curious on. So this is going to be the orange tow truck that we saw behind the scenes when they were filming the movie. And I gotta say that for the most part, it looks great. I like the gray, I like the orange. I think both of the colors contrast well with each other. It kind of gives it a Halloween vibe. And I love the transparent orange. I think that's a nice touch. And yes, it does have the toe on the back. It also has quite a bit of kibble. You can see that underneath the truck. You can see the feet or the legs or whatever right there. And then you could also see from a top view that the hands are just facing right up front. But I think for the most part, what they're doing here, it's not too bad. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of want a long arm repaint. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, you get the Bernie's logo on the side there, and yes, you do also have this mace weapon. You can remove it, so don't worry about that. It's not something that's just, you know, attached and you can't remove it. Obviously you can. And what's cool about the mace is it also has this chain link that goes around twice on the mace, so I thought that was a nice touch of detail. But overall, you know, it gets the job done. It's fine enough. The robot mode, I think, looks very cool. I like this bulky form in the chest. I kind of want to see a strong arm repaint from it, but I love the spikes sticking out on the back. I will say that the legs look a little too thin. It kind of reminds me of the IDW Springer from the Generations line, especially with the wheels inside that. But the arms, you're not really seeing it from this image, but from some other ones, you can see the kibble hanging off the sides. That's not really pleasant, but I think that the overall design looks pretty good. I like how, you know, the color scheme continues here with the orange and the gray. It just looks nice. It blends very well. I think the head sculpt looks pretty good. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at it with the mace. I want to see this repainted as Bulkhead now. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I love the mace weapon, so that's very nice. So with that out of the way, what do you guys think? Please comment below. Let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. And I will see you guys next time.
AllSpark TV. Now that's just prime.